He had very few lines. Here's one of his lines. It is with great pride and prejudice, as well as the usual pomp and circumstance, that I welcome you, Conrad Birdie. It was very short. It was not a big deal. He didn't have to do anything with that. And every rehearsal, I kept talking to him, trying to convince him not to do this. And every rehearsal, and the first time the kids laughed, yes. It is with great pride and prejudice, as well as the usual pomp and circumcision. Well, the kids would laugh at first, and then the second time half the kids laughed. By the third time, the kids were like, so he got yelled at for that one, and I actually assigned a student to follow him around backstage so he wouldn't bug people. I didn't know that, but Rachel would follow him around to make sure that he wasn't causing more trouble than he was doing. So, by Charlie Brown, the next year when we cast him in that, I thought it was being really smart. What we did was, we put him in a character where he was backwards to the audience had no idea it was him, and he had a wig on, so no one knew it was him. He played the little red-haired girl. He was the little red-haired girl. And it wasn't the audience that he was bothering, it was the kids on stage, of course. But I must say, he really got into his character. I learned a lot about preparing for a character, getting into the role. He was very serious about the role. He had got a whole backstory for the little red-haired girl. Apparently she was abused sexually. Had a lot of sexual tendencies as she grew up, and was very interested in Charlie Brown. The girls who sat next to him on the bench told me a lot of this, and so once we moved on from Charlie Brown, I thought, okay, here's the easy one. We'll just we'll give him roles where he can't even be in the show, just recorded voice, and that's it. So that's all we did in the next one. So he was good with that, so we put him in another role, just one show, one time. He didn't have to say anything. He comes on once, leaves. He was the it's like the cardinal or something in Sound of Music, marrying the couple. Jeez. I thought maybe at least getting him in the outfit would calm him down. Maybe he would feel a little more like, I don't know. He's Irish. I thought he might feel like the religion thing would be something that once he got in the costume, boy, the jokes would fly. Those are the ones I can't talk about. Yeah, he really liked to try to fit in. Gangster with the gangsta kids, He would dance with the Armenian kids and the drama kids, He would, when we had our 24-hour improv marathon, he came in and he pretended to do a little improv for the kids. Didn't let them know it was improv. And was yelling at these kids about that. Somebody in there, he found out somebody had brought marijuana. And Mr. Huber's going to get fired if somebody doesn't step up and say that they had the marijuana. He kept going. And there were kids looking like they were going to cry. And they were just so upset. And I could see 2 kids at least that were ready to raise their hands and say this. I had to stop it at that point. I didn't want the kids to get in trouble. Oh, gosh. I guess I should say he has been a big supporter. He's been really good help for the shows. 12 Angry Women, there was one prop that was incredibly important. I couldn't find it anywhere. I asked all the kids. I thought the kids would have one. But of course, Mr. Welsh, of all people, Mr. Welsh would have a switchblade. Well, I sat in his office many times. He yelled at me many times using this new language of mine that I learned about things that we did on stage, language that snuck out. Some of the kids would add some stuff. With stuff we cut, they would put back in during the shows, and he would definitely yell at me for that. And of course, I had a chance to talk to Mr. Nicholson, who was the principal, when he was teaching drama. And apparently Mr. Welsh had a lot of these same stories. He was talked to in his office numerous times about shows that he did. Apparently there was a story about production of MASH that you did, where you wanted to turn out all the lights and insinuate that there was some kind of sexual act going on stage. And, you know, he told me that there was, you know, that apparently didn't happen, but I bet he didn't go to all the shows, did he? And I'm sure you got away with something there, didn't you? Well, I have to say, Mr. Welsh, of all these stories that I have, and I've got way too many, I could just continue on with this. The main things I've learned, you know, how things are different here in California, acting, being in character at all times, no matter how inappropriate it might be. And there are certain words that Mr. Welsh has used many times, including on my phone messages. He was so excited about one play. I mean, I think the F word came out like 10 times about how excited he was. This Evan show, that was the most something I've ever shown. That was the greatest Evan show. This Evan show. Oh, Evan show. That was the best show Evan show I've ever seen. I was correct. I didn't know, but I had never heard this. I'm from Utah, as you know. So, Kevin, I guess to encourage you on your way and to help you on, I just want to say, I'm not sure how to say this. I don't know. I wrote this down actually. Is it? It's fuck. Is that what it is? Fuck to you. You are number one to me.